ask questions. Greg, you can moderate this thing, or we can go from here. But it is good to see all of you guys. I haven't seen you in a long time. It feels like it's been 6 months, so glad to see everybody's doing well. I'm glad that everybody's back. And a couple new faces in here, hello new faces, and I'm the best guy that you're going to interview the whole year, so be excited about it. So, question?
Kevin, first of all, a lot of roster turnover again this offseason. What do the transfers look like so far in practice?
Yeah, I think everybody understands now that there are going to be a lot of turnover in college basketball, and I kind of went into this year knowing that we would have more and more transfers. But that being said, our guys are doing really well. I'll start with Brandon Huntley Hatfield, talented. As you guys know, him and both Mike James played at Louisville, and the one thing that we talked about is they were leading at halftime, in that ACC tournament. So I think that's kind of what sold me on those guys. But Brandon's got a chance to be really good. He can step out, he can shoot it. He's gonna, there's no replacement for DJ Burns. So if everybody's saying, is Brandon replacing DJ? No, because nobody in the country plays that way. And by the way, I'll talk about Summer League in a minute. Those guys are doing really good, and we should be proud of it. But he's talented, can really step out and shoot it. I think he's going to be really good for us. He will be, between him and Ben Middlebrooks, will be our starting center. Both of those guys can play some 4 also, which I think is going to be really good for us. Mike James, 6'5", 6'6", strong, driver, can really shoot the basketball. He'll play some 2 and 3-4s. I think that'll be, I'm looking for someone to replace DJ Horn. I don't know that I'm gonna have anyone to replace him the way he played, but I think both of those guys will be really good. Dante Styles, who, by the way, transferred from Georgetown. I got that. Y'all good? Everybody good? It's gonna be really good. We recruited him for 5 years. And then he realized that we were the best place for him after winning the ACC championship and going to the Final Four. And I think he likes that part of it. So I think you guys know what he is. He's a hybrid 4-man that can play some 3 and 4 and really can shoot it. Had a great year by his stats last year in Georgetown. And I think he's going to really help us a lot. 3 older guys. And then we talked about Marcus. Marcus coming from Bowling Green, and a lot of people think because he's a mid-major guy that he may not have the same impact. He's really good. 20 points a game, can play some 1 and 2, really can score the ball. He's a paint touch guy, knows how to get to the free throw line. And I think those guys will be really good for us. And that's our transfers. I don't know if you want me to touch on the freshmen but those guys are the transfers. And then Trey's talented, coming from OTE. Got a chance to be really good. He is much better than you guys think as a guy who's a dunker. I know you guys will look at his social media and say, man, what a great athlete he is, but he's a really good basketball player. And then Paul McNeil is probably the best shooter on our team, 6'5", maybe 6'6". Both of those guys are doing well, but understand that they're freshmen, so everything's coming at them really fast, and they're trying to adjust to everything. So,
Kevin,
yes.
Sorry, I was just asking how life has changed since you've gone to a Final Four and won an ACC title in terms of perception when you're talking to recruits, or just the national attention that came with what happened in March and April to now?
Well, I don't think the overall process has changed for us. I mean, I think everybody is paying attention more to what we're doing. If you look at us, the way we played, I've always been known as a guy who is a guards coach, and guards have a chance to have a lot of freedom. But now post guys are looking at me. I mean, DJ Burns changed the way Kevin Keatts coached. I threw the ball inside so many times, and I think from a recruiting standpoint, we're still recruiting the same guys that we typically recruit. It's a little bit different. If this run was 5 years ago, you would say, all right, maybe you're seeing an uptick in maybe top 5 players and all that other stuff. Everything still goes back now to more NIL than anything. But we're getting the same attention. Everybody's paying attention. We were at one point, we were the team that everybody was like, they're good, but how good are they? now they start to see that, hey, there's another really good program in the ACC around this area.
It was a different world, but after the last time State went to the Final Four, Valvano always talked about the new and different opportunities he had to do something he had never gotten to do before. Again, it's a different world, but shooting commercials, doing different kinds of clinics, doing corporate sponsorships. Have you done something new and different that you never had the opportunity to do before that you can relate back to that?
Not really. And I say this is because I try not to change. And I'm not saying with Valvano that he changed because of that part of it, but I'm going to, I have my same routine. I would typically go back and watch every game and see how we can get better. This year I started backwards. I started watching, the last game, so obviously from Purdue, and I wanted to watch that 9-game stretch to kind of see what the secret sauce is and, how we played. But I'm the same guy. I recruit the same way. There's been no difference. I don't want to, I'm kind of one of those folks that don't like to get patted on the back, because when you're very negative, I don't hear you. And when you're very positive, I don't hear you. I try to stay this way. And I think that was one of the things that really helped our team this year, is that I didn't get high and I didn't get low. I heard so much chatter and people were talking, and it just didn't matter to me. All I care about is obviously the development of my players and the program moving in the right direction.
You mentioned the freedom the guards had, and then DJ Burns came in and made you a different coach. Has that ever happened to you before, where you've been coaching and one player was able to force you to change how you coach?
No. I mean, he's different. I mean, he's changing the Cavaliers a little bit in the NBA. If you watch the Summer League, there's only one team that throws the ball inside. It's the Cavaliers. And I will say this, he's a throwback, and he's complete different. And, at some point, we made the decision during the season that it was important to play through him. And so essentially we had 2 point guards on the floor. We had Michael and then we had DJ, because both of them could equal it. And all the guards were getting so mad anyway, they could never get any assist. When you throw the ball to DJ, he's catching the ball at the 3-point line, and he's dribbling 6 times, and he's getting all the assists. So we decided to make him the point guard and Michael kind of the center. So Michael shot the shots, and DJ kind of passed the basketball. So it's helped. I don't have that. I mean, I will never have that again. Everybody, even Ben and both Brandon, are pick and pop guys. They want to shoot the ball from the perimeter.
Is there any added pressure heading into next year to kind of keep that momentum going and keep the program moving in the right direction?
Pressure from me?
Yeah, you as a
Oh, yeah, sure. I get pressure every day. You didn't watch the season? And by the way, I lost those 4 games on purpose at the end, just so everybody knows. No added pressure. I mean, we have to develop. We have to put our guys in the right spots. It's flattering. I mean, I love it. I don't take it for granted. I mean, what our team and our staff did was simply amazing. I mean, to lose 4 games at the end of the season, to hear everybody cry and complain, and to go into the ACC and beat 5 champions, and then everybody would have been satisfied with that, and then we go in. And I will say this, I did think that we were seeded wrong. I thought we were much better than an 11 seed, and it wasn't fair to Texas Tech that a team who had just won 5 straight games against really good teams had to play them in the first round. But no added pressure. And the reason why is because I'm the biggest critic of myself. So it never matters what anybody else says or think. I'm going to criticize myself more than anybody else.
Coach, you said you went and looked back at those 9 games and looked for the secret sauce. What was the secret sauce, and what exactly did you see over that period?
You could see our confidence start to grow. And if you go back and you guys watch it, we didn't make many mistakes. And that was on the offensive end and the defensive end. And one of the things we talked about is when we get on the plane, we're gonna limit our mistakes. We're gonna play together. We're gonna play as one. The one thing I thought our guys did a great job of leading on is our culture. When you talk about it, you look up there: accountability, relentless, toughness, and together. And I don't know that there was a team last year that was that tight as we were at the end of the year. And this is basketball with the transfer world. It's a marathon. And everybody today, fans, everyone wants a sprint. And the teams who may play real early may fall off at the end. And we had a great start. If you look at our season, now we started off in the ACC with a great win against Notre Dame, and then we had an okay medium and unbelievable ending. And that's how it's supposed to be. Like, you're preparing your team for March, and man, we had a great March. And I just think we locked in. Everybody played their role. Some guys stepped up. Michael stepped up. DJ Horn stepped up. Guys like Casey didn't even have a great scoring tournament, but they played their role. And so I think the roles were defined, and everybody played it to the best of their ability.
I was going to say, how do you transition that over to this upcoming season with so many new faces, with a new team that you have to build that chemistry with?
That's our returners have swag now. I'm telling you, in the summer, we got a few more workouts. I'm not going to invite y'all because Craig will lose my mind. I'm blaming on Craig. You can't come to practice because Craig won. But anyway, they have swag, and so we've put them against the new guys a few times, and the difference in it, the new guys are so talented. But here's the thing, they never play together. Those guys have swag. Like, Michael's running around, he's making all types of shots. Ben is picking and popping. Dennis Parker, who didn't get a chance because he was under the weather playing in that situation, but watching it and understanding how important it was and how we look, those guys are playing at a high level right now. And the way we keep it is the other guys have to follow what they're doing. And it's great, in a world where you don't have many guys that's returning. I got 5 guys that I can roll out there that have been a part of an ACC championship and a Final Four run, and I think that's helping the new guys.
Do you feel like you're more comfortable now that you've had a couple seasons in this new world of college basketball with recruiting and transfer portal and staying competitive? Do you feel like you've kind of found your stride?
Yeah, I never thought we lost a stride. I've said this before. If you go back into, you look at the whole deep dive of the program, we got 521 seasons, and I think everybody, what happened with us is everybody forgot what we went through at the beginning, and they kind of just threw it away. And then if you look at that year that we finally got that NCAA stuff out of the way, that was a year we had all the injuries. And so it's kind of, for me, it was more of a restart. And in that restart, last year and this year, only 3 teams have been to back-to-back tournaments. That's NC State, that's Duke, and Virginia, and we're rolling. And so I think we're in the right position because now we're positioned to be where we need to be without any distractions getting in the way.
I meant more yourself, though, like in terms of like handling workload, stress, like kind of balancing all 3 acts of the game of coaching, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I don't have workload stress. I don't sleep. So this is the norm for me. Here's what's happened to me. We had such a long run, which was so amazing. The great thing about it is we're about to start school, and the only thing I'm worried about is, like, how the hell is it already middle of July and we're about to start in about a month? But I don't have workload stress because when you prepare and you work all the time and you already know all the answers to the exams, you don't get stressed about it.
Coach Keatts, one of the new guys that I want to ask you about is Dontre Styles. Obviously, Kett's a North Carolina native, has college experience playing right down the road from here. What did you like about his game when you recruited him in high school, and what do you like about his summer workouts?
You mean Dontre is a transfer from Georgetown?
Yeah, exactly, yep.
Yeah, no, he's good. He is, I love him because of his ability, his versatility. I think he can play 2 or 3 positions on the floor, definitely the 3 and the 4. But, at some time, he shoots the ball well. We didn't have that. Mo was really good. Mo was probably one of the better rebounds that we've had at that position. Dontrez is a little different from him. You'll see him and Dennis Parker a little bit play some of that position. His ability to step out and shoot the ball behind the 3-point line is really going to help our program.
Kevin, you mentioned just now with Mo, do you have anybody on this group that can, I guess not many people that are rebound like the way he did coming down the stretch, but do you look at someone and say they can really help us on the board specifically, considering the amount of rebounding you're going to lose when they're not coming back?
So here's the deal. Mo Deere is one of the better rebounders that we had. DJ Burns didn't rebound. No, DJ. This is true. DJ's my guy. There's nobody else in the world I love more than DJ, and it's not. I want to make sure that when DJ reads this, I don't want somebody to say, Coach Keatts said DJ don't rebound. Don't put it that way. Y'all will say, Kevin Keatts said DJ Burns don't rebound. Don't put it that way. I didn't. But what I mean is, in that lineup, who else was going to rebound? And what I mean by that is that, Ben and both Brandon, you would say, are better rebounders. Mike James can rebound. Dennis Parker can rebound the basketball. Dontre Style can rebound the basketball. Paul McNeil. And we're talking about all guys at 6'5". I think it will be done more by committee than anything. But Mo was going to get all the rebounds. DJ was getting down the floor. He was gone. He was setting up at the three-point line, ready to make a play. And so Mo didn't have anybody taking rebounds from him. Now, that doesn't take away what he did. In the ACC tournament, to set a record for rebounding is just simply amazing. So I don't want to discredit what he did, but this team will more rebound by committee than anything.
Did Coach Shire or Coach Davis or maybe any coach from the ACC reach out to you and be like, thank goodness we don't have to ever see DJ Burns again?
No, nobody's going to admit that. I mean, he doesn't look the part, and I'm telling you, man, he is such a special person and a special player. I mean, when he walks on the floor, you're looking at him like, what? How's this going to work? And at the end of the day, he just wears you out. I mean, but nobody's going to call and tell me, hey, man, I'm glad I don't have to see him anymore. But he was a good player, and we will miss him. We will miss him, and, just because his great personality, he did a great job with you guys. If you didn't, you come tell me, and I'll get on him. But he's just a delightful person and a really good basketball player. And I hope someone in the NBA, whether it's Cleveland or not, understands how important it is to have a guy like that on your roster.
How much have you been able to watch some of his summer league games, and have you had a chance to talk to him at all?
So last night I was flipping back and I was watching Jarkel Joyner, who, by the way, had a great game last night, and Mo Diarra were playing against each other, and then DJ was on NBA TV. So I'm talking to those guys constantly, or texting them and just encouraging them. I don't have any advice because I'm not their coach now, so do whatever your coaches are asking you to do. But I can be there to support them. I think what is it, Craig, 5 or 6 that we have playing? Yeah. You got Taquavion, you got Darion, you got DJ Horn, and then the 3 I mentioned. That's amazing. I'm sitting there. I think it was like 10:45, 11 o'clock, and I'm like a proud papa out there. And man, these guys, man, this is pretty cool just to watch them play and I'm seeing DJ get the ball, and I'm like, all right, he's about to spin on you now because he wasn't playing. And Jarkel Joyner, I'm so mad at him because he had a chance to, at the end of the game, it's like 5 seconds, and he passed the ball instead of taking the last shot, and the shot clock went off, and the game was over. So I'm going to call him and say, man, you got to take, when you were here, I never had a problem telling you to take that shot.
Kevin, kind of looking at going back to Jarkel, the DJs, the transfers that you all have had. Is there anything you've learned about like the way to integrate these transfers into the team over the past few years? Anything that you've kind of discovered as you've seen the success they've had?
Yeah, chemistry. You have to figure out how to create it off the court. I say this now in the world of transfers, and I know you guys have wrote this a million times. I've had to do this roster thing for 12 years at Hargrave. Just had to do it, and I was 13 to 15 guys every year, brand new. And so now if I got 7 or 8, I'm okay with that. I don't want to get to 13, but chemistry is important. We try to create chemistry, playing golf, doing stuff, going out in the community, tailgating, believe it or not. They love it. I mean, get around and they tailgate and we have a good time and all that other stuff, but you cannot have great playing if you don't have great chemistry. And what we try to do is create some of that, and we don't have it right now. We're trying to get there. It's summer, and I don't expect that. The returners got great chemistry. They're dapping each other. They know where everybody's supposed to be. They know everybody's sister's name and mom's name. We don't know that yet. We're trying to figure out each other, but the one thing that you have to do is try to get these guys here and get them all on the same page. It takes a little time. It takes a season sometime, as you guys saw with us.
What's the new guys?
Who's kind of stepped into a leadership role? Having the guys who are being new this year.
New guys or returners?
Well, just overall, just on the team.
Michael, and it took Michael. It took him all year long. He said something at the ACC tournament in the huddle, and I looked around like, "Who's that? Is that Michael?" He was so quiet. He's the smartest guy at the school, He graduated from Stanford in 3 years, so I'll take the argument from anybody. And he's definitely the smartest guy in our locker room. No doubt about it. And so, definitely smarter than Levi, I can tell you that now. So.
Who's got the most personality since DJ's gone now?
God, that's going to be a tough one. I don't know that you're going to replace that. I mean, this dude's going to be the mayor one day. You guys know it, I'm telling you. He's going to have and I don't know, whenever he's finished playing, he's going to have a great business. Everybody's going to support it. He's just going to make you feel good. I mean, he's just a great personality. I don't have a guy, and I will never coach a guy that plays like him and has the personality. I may get the personality, but I never get, in today's game, we'll never get one of those guys that plays like that.
One guy that's returning.
Returners and the guys that you have coming back, do you feel more ahead of where you were last year at this point with those guys coming back and with that experience, or where do you feel like you guys are?
Well, first of all, I'll say this to you, man. Thank you for supporting Casey Morcell NIL. You guys got a Morcell shirt on, just so y'all know that. I'm looking around, I don't see no DJ Burns shirts or Jaden Taylor. We need your help. Get some stuff from NIL, buy some of those shirts. No, I feel good having some guys back. I really do. And if you look at this year's team, we had a few guys back. You know, obviously one of them being DJ Burns. But it does help. I wouldn't want to have to teach it all over again. And it worked out perfect because we got 5 guys that can play 5 positions. And so it actually, when I roll out and I can show plays, we got Breon, we got Michael, we got JT, we got Dennis, and then obviously we got Ben. And so it actually is perfect because those 5 guys can set the tone of what we're looking for. We play so hard and we compete so hard. We don't do everything right all the time, as you guys know. Sometimes you're right about it. But when we get cooking now, we're pretty doggone good. And the reason why is because we play so hard. And we try to, with those guys here, our returners are setting the tone for the other guys to show them how we compete here. And we got guys coming from a lot of different programs and some great coaches, and they do it a different way. Casey Morcell, for example, when he came here, Tony's an elite coach, but their system's completely different than what NC State's about. And so when you get there, you have to have somebody to show them this is how we do it here, and this is how we've been successful. And I told you, Jayden Taylor, now he's walking around with swag. I jumped on him yesterday because you guys might saw the clip on our website or one of our media things, and he's talking and he's mic'd up. And so I got him yesterday because he was quiet. I was like, oh, no mic on today. He ain't saying much. And all of a sudden, so what I did learn is if I put a mic on everybody, then everybody will talk. So what I'm thinking about doing is micing everybody up and not letting who we're going to put out there. Right now. We go here, help, ball, deny, shot. You hear all of that stuff then. But I learned something.
One of those guys that you mentioned earlier, Dennis Parker, that didn't get a chance to play down the stretch. What have you seen from him this offseason, and what role do you see him kind of filling this season too?
He is shooting the ball. We changed some of the mechanics of his footwork and his shot. And he was shooting the ball and twisting, and when he goes up, his right foot would come way over to the left side. And honestly, I thought he had his best workout yesterday, where I think he stepped up and knocked down 3 or 4 shots. If Ben was doing his job, he would have showed y'all on social media where he knocked down those shots and all that other stuff. But I think handling the ball, because I didn't like his assist-to-turnover ratio we talked about, and then being more efficient behind the three-point line. Now, I don't want him to fall in love with it, but he is stepping up, making those shots. And he was, if you remember, now Dennis started a bunch of games for us at the beginning, and so he was there for us at the end, but he just couldn't go.
You speak of shooting. Talk about the presence and the acquisition of your new assistant coach, Pat Nelson.
Yeah, you guys get the chance. Anybody did? You will show your age a little bit. Did anybody get a chance to watch Brett Nelson when he was coming out of high school? You did? There you go. I knew somebody would show their age. He was really, really good. I mean, really, really good. I mean, talented. And he was a McDonald's All-American. And I think going from where he started as a player and playing for a guy I respect that we do some of the same things and Billy Donovan, and you just can see where it's grown. He reminded me, and I forgot about this, one of my Hargrave teams, we took him over to, I won't say Charleston, and we played Brett in high school. And that was a team where we had David West and Josh Howard and those guys, and we played them over there. And Brett reminded me that he had a lot of points, and then I kindly reminded him he lost the game by 20-something, so you understand that. But he's going to help us. Guards will ultimately respect him because of the way he played, but he's so much of a really good coach. He's climbed the ladder. He's got head coaching experience. He's done a good job. He's worked for a lot of people, and he's a great voice and understands coaching and understands our philosophy and what we're trying to teach our guys.
Coach, good news always comes in bunches.
Yep.
And I know you didn't coach Lorenzo, but him being on the European Championship team, playing in the Olympics, global exposure, what does that do for you and your program on that side of the world?
I love it. I mean, I get credit for him in both ways. One of them is I coached him at Hargrave, and I don't know if many people knew that, but that year that I had him at Hargrave, it was one of the worst teams I put together. And he was like Gladys Knight in the Pips. He was really good. He played. He was so good. And just having a chance, and I reconnected with him when he got here, and I'm proud of him. He's a really good basketball player, and I give him credit because what happens is in this world, it's so hard to make it in the NBA, and so many guys go through the process of just trying to hold on too long. And I want to play in the G League instead of going somewhere where you can play and make a lot of money. And he's made a lot of money, and he's carved a niche. And for him to be the starting point guard, I think that's tremendous.
It's only the third NC State player to play in the Olympics, I believe.
Is that right?
I believe that.
Well, listen, hey, nobody else can answer that. You can't look around. You're supposed to you're the guy for that. Like, if you're looking around, we're in trouble. You're supposed to know all of that. I'm supposed to call you and say how many guys.
I think that's right.
Yeah.
Kevin,
A moment for everybody. And I think it's great for our program. I think it's great for him and his family.
sorry, Kevin, I know sports is so much about you wipe the slate clean, move on to the next thing.
Yep.
How have you balanced this summer the appreciation of what this spring was and the excitement about what this next season will bring?
I think I balanced it by watching it. Like when you're in the moment, you just don't get it. Like everybody else around you has a chance to get it. I'm spending time in more conference rooms and film, and you see me at the games and all that other stuff, and everybody else is having a chance. It was special for our administration to be there. It was special for our families to be there. It was just special for our fans to be there. And I didn't appreciate it right then, but as I go back and I watch and I see and I scan, and see the excitement around people, it's grown men that are crying when we win the ACC championship. That's pride. That's because it hadn't been done in such a long time. You have folks that, would obviously, now that when I'm out a little bit, just thank you. My grandparents have told me so much about how it was back then, and just to have the opportunity. But as I watch those games, I learn something new every time. I'm just looking at them and going through those 9 games, and it's just amazing. I mean, it really is. I don't know that they're, and I hope so, because I hope somebody else gets a chance to experience that opportunity, but I don't know that there'll be another 9-game run as we've had in the history of basketball. I mean, to go to D.C. and to play on Tuesday and to lose your last 4 games that we lost on purpose, and to be standing there for the championship. And by the way, we were the stronger and more fresh team every second half in every single game, and we played 5 straight days, and DJ Burns was really good every single game. So it says a lot about our program. It says a lot about our people. I thought our nutrition staff and strength coach and trainers in that moment did a great job, because we had to put people together. If you guys remember the championship game, the referee's yelling at us because we got the massage gun on the floor trying to get Casey right. He leaves out there, comes back like he's Willis Reed, and he's coming back, and we're cramping up, and DJ Horn did not play the first game. He was hurt, and Louisville is a dangerous enough team without your leading scorer where you can lose that game. So we had to adjust and figure it out. And how can I ever talk about this run without saying what a great shot that Michael made? And he called that too. I watched him. He said backboard. He did. He called it. That shot. You go back. You guys go watch it. He said he didn't say that. But that's where it sinks in for me. I've got to now where I'm working out and I'm putting the game on because it makes me work out for about a little over an hour. And so, like, all right, that's pretty cool. And I'll go back and watch them again, and then I'll watch, my next segment is to go back and watch the 4 games at the end of the year, and then start from the beginning and see what the secret sauce. But it started, we showed flashes. Think about the Notre Dame game. When we finished that game, that really brought us together. And we just had bumps in the road. And I know I tease about the 4-game stretch, but I complained about that 4-game stretch when we got our schedule. There's nobody in the history of the ACC that has played Duke and Carolina Saturday and Monday. Now, outside of it being a tournament. You look that up.
Give me 2 minutes.
Obviously, you and the players are handling the swag and clout well, but how's Craig handling it? He newfound level over his head?
Yeah, Craig, he brought a new member into the Woodpack family, and you can tell he was excited about it. That's why a new member was created, because he knew obviously we were going to have a great year. Craig's happy, man. I think Craig got a big raise, I think. I don't know. He's making like $500,000. I'm telling you, everybody's doing well. Listen, everybody should be doing well. It was, this is not so much about this current team. This is about our whole community, our whole basketball program, our whole athletic program. And I wouldn't, and our girls were great too. Just so you know, Wes and the young ladies did a tremendous job. And so, when you get both programs clicking at the same time, we stole March. It was about, March was about NC State. I think that was great.
And then April, and then the baseball team. So
yeah,
pretty much the first 6 months.
All right, let's do one more.
You brought up an aspect that you had.
I got you. I get you. He said one, I won't cheat. Go ahead. So
2 things. I don't remember Brett playing defense ever.
No, he doesn't. He will never put him on a defensive side.
You brought up something real quick I want to ask you about as far as recovery. Kanique, I want to say the therapist, massage therapist that you guys took with you through the whole time. How important was she the whole time? Because I remember seeing her a lot. I was actually just reminded of that to talk to her, and want to ask how integral part of the.
She was, her and her partner were tremendous. They did a great job, and putting people together. She actually asked me like 40 times, Coach, when am I going to get you down here on this table? And I was like, you're not. I don't have time for that. But she did a great job, and she's part of the plan. And just think about it, guys. 5 games in 5 days is pretty doggone. And we were playing some really, really good teams, and the way we played, but they all as a group did a good job putting everybody together. Back together, let's just say. Yes.
Just briefly, I was going to ask, you mentioned kind of the scenes at ACC Championship, Roman crying. Any really special fan interactions that you remember that really stand out?
No, I just think, the bell tower was impressive. We got back, and us and the women's team was able to do that. It's just amazing. And I didn't realize it. As we won the ACC and we went to the Final Four, I didn't realize how much I would hear it, but everybody was starving for some type of championship. And that's great. I don't have to tell you, you guys are smart. You know how to feed into the fan base, and then you know how to block them out. So I understand you play the game with that part of it. But our folks were genuinely happy for what went on. And I think that's special. And that means something. If they didn't care, I would have a problem with that. But they care about it. And I don't have one story. I just got several. Folks just, what an amazing run. And what a great job. And we're very humble. And I say thank you, and I appreciate it. And, obviously we want to just continue to try to build on what we did last year.
DJ did set a record for the longest standing mural at the Free Expression Tunnel
Did he?
that has ever existed, because
One
it's
day
still
I'll-
there.
One day in the next month or so, I'll get with you and get all of the new records. So you can have all the new stuff.
I got you.
Hey guys, thank you. You guys have been really great. I hope that you had as much fun as we did covering it. Because honestly, I'll be honest with you, don't ever take that for granted, because sometimes you might go through your whole career and never have a chance to cover a championship in a Final Four run. So I thank everybody for everything that you said really good, and I thank you for everything that you said bad, because it helped us.